I'm Amy Karanik. Welcome to my home studio. Today I'm going to show you my version of a couple of faux stone techniques, faux opal and faux bloodstone. Let's get started. This is a technique I've come up to make a simple faux bloodstone. And I looked on the internet and researched bloodstone a bit, and bloodstone comes in a lot of variations, lots of different color combinations, but the green with the red flecks seems to be the most prevalent, and it was quite easy to replicate. Here I've made a square cabochon on one of the Primo square ring findings, and also just an idea for a large bead pendant. So I want to show you how I made the ring. To get the background colors, I started off with Primo Sea Green, about this much Primo Sea Green, and just a sliver of ultramarine blue to deepen that green color. Another green color that I've used in the ring stone is Primo Green Pearl mixed with Primo Blue Glitter. So mix those together completely. And then we're also going to add in just a little bit of my favorite color, Bright Green Pearl. So once you have those colors already mixed, I want to just blend the sea green and the green pearl mixture together by creating a rope and by conditioning these together. And just keep roping and marbling. And you don't want to mix them completely, but you do just want to blend those two colors together somewhat. Once they're starting to be really marbled, add in the green rope of Bright Green Pearl. And I'm going to take some of this off, just enough to make our ring piece, and start really marbling this together with my fingers by pushing and folding the colors into each other. You don't want to mix it until you have a new color. You want to stop mixing when you have a really nice random marbled piece. Like that looks pretty nice right there. Then I'm going to roll that into a ball. And that will be a good color combination for the bloodstone. We've got some of the sea green and the green pearl showing, and a lot of that nice bright green pearl. So set that down for a second. We need to create the blood flecks that you see in bloodstone. I'm using the Primo pomegranate because it's such a strong and opaque color, and it can really stand up well against the darker colors of the green in the background, and the green won't wash it out. It's just really nice and opaque. So just making a little tiny string here of the pomegranate, and then I'm just going to start chopping that with my super slicer. And if you kind of drag your blade across the little bits, that'll help separate them from each other, because what you want to do is create a field on your work surface of the random different shapes and sizes of this red. And just flick them off your blade into different areas. Okay, so now what I want to do is just roll my green ball into some of that red pomegranate. And then use like a pushing technique to make sure they're stuck to the green ball. If you've got some bare spots, just go ahead and aim to get more of the red pomegranate in those areas. And then make sure they're pushed on really well by tapping them into the green. Okay, then just roll that gently in your palms. Now don't roll too much. Sometimes when you start rolling like this, you might actually begin to swirl the colors around in a spiral pattern, and you really don't want that with the bloodstone. You want it to look like there's just drops of blood coming out randomly from the green background. You don't want it to swirl. Okay? Now I'm just going to slide some of this red out of my way. Get a clean work surface. And now it's time to start shaping that square shape for the ring finding. So I want to look at this ball and decide what's going to be a really nice focal point for the top of the ring. And I really like that bright green color, so I want to make sure that's in there. And then just some of the random dots. Maybe right here would be nice. That's going to be the top, so I'm going to flatten it so that it starts getting a flat back like a cabochon, but I'm also squaring up the sides at the same time. Okay, once my basic square starts coming into view, then I can pull on the corners and get some corners formed here in the square. And this takes quite a bit of playing around with it, getting it just the shape you want. It is a stone. You're mimicking a stone, so I don't think you want it to be real hard edged. You want it to have more of a natural appearance. And once it's pretty square, and it will cover, you want it to at least cover, you want the ring finding to fit on there well, so that the ring finding will all be covered with that square. Just balance that on top of the ring finding. Wouldn't you know it, I like that side better. I'm going to flip it over. It's an artist's prerogative to change your mind, right? Okay, so put that onto the square finding and then push it on with your palm gently down in your fingers. And you want the middle of that faux stone to sit right down inside that ring finding. And then at this point, I like to square up my corners again with my fingertips. Keep looking straight down on it to make sure you have a nice uniform shape. I like the edges of the faux stone to come right on over the lip of that ring finding so that the stone doesn't sit up so high off my hand. Especially a piece this large will look really nice if it sits a little bit closer to the back of your hand when it's worn. Okay, I like that. Very good. All right, now I want to add one more thing just to the surface of this piece. I have just a bit of gold mica powder, and I'm just going to use what's in the lid here because I need just such a tiny amount. I'm just going to dip my finger in there, just only that much. I'm just going to very sparingly swipe some of this onto the surface of my stone, and randomly again. Then I want to take a clean finger and rub each little gold area to make the edges of that gold area less defined, and so that it's more coming out of the stone and then laying on instead of laying on top. That way when you look at it from different angles, you get just a dazzling dance of that gold over the top. Now you're ready to bake this. And I've found a tip for baking rings. Because I want to bake the stone in the ring, I want it to fit exactly in the well of that ring finding. I don't want to take it out of here and distort it. So I always take a bit of extra clay, scrap clay that I can afford to waste, and embed the ring standing straight up right in that scrap clay. This goes in your oven, 275 for about 30 minutes. And then when it comes out, you'll want to add your own favorite glossy shine to the top to make it look like a polished stone. You can sand it and polish it if you'd like, but you will probably sand off some of that glitter mica if you do. So for this project, I opted to cover it with just a nice layer of a glossy glaze product. So have fun with your Bloodstone. I think it's an awesome technique and really pretty simple, and a great way to make some faux beads and jewelry pieces.